How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? Down through the ages, the Jewish people's sense of humor has helped to sustain our souls in our struggle for survival. Now, I know that there are a lot of Jewish people who don't understand a word of Yiddish. On the other hand, there are a lot of Jewish people who don't understand a word of English. My grandfather speaks only Jewish, not a word of English, and it can create embarrassing situations. My grandfather, my Zeta, a very Orthodox man, was visiting me, and we lived too far from the Orthodox synagogue, so I decided to take him to a temple, which was right across the street from our home. He was visiting us for Shabbos. That evening, the sermon happened to be on the Ten Commandments, and the rabbi came to, "Thou shalt not kill." My grandfather asked me, "What's it gezocht?" I said, "Gezocht mitonet halgen," and he says, "Sehr good." Then the rabbi said, "Thou shalt not steal." My grandfather asked me, "What's it gezocht?" I said, "Gezocht mitonet gamven," and he says, "Das gefällt mir sehr viel." I mean, he likes that. Then the rabbi came to, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." My grandfather asked me, "What's it gezocht?" I didn't want to go into a long, embarrassing explanation. I decided to tell him something that would make him happy. I knew what would make him happy. I said, "Zayde, adultery meant I'm mitonet unzünden die Gez on Shabbos and not allowed to kindle a light on a Sabbath." He said, "Die Drosche gefällt mir." This sermon I like. When the service was over, he walked up to the rabbi, shook his hand vigorously, and I'll tell you in English what my grandfather told the rabbi in Yiddish so you'll understand the story. He says, "You know, I enjoyed your sermon about this adultery very much, but about me you don't have to worry because in our house for this purpose we have a maid." So if they don't understand, there isn't anything you can do about it. I have a grandmother. That's my Yankee bubba. Speaks only Yiddish, not a word of it. I'll never forget the day she walked into Filene's. That's a big department store in Boston. Looked all around the store for a clerk to whom she could speak in Yiddish. Finally, she found a Yiddish-speaking clerk. By coincidence, this clerk had to be very bow-legged. She walked up to the clerk. She says, "Entschuldigt mir, wo kauft man the Johnson's baby powder?" The clerk pointed down the aisle, started to walk. He says, "Geht a see, bis ihr wird kommen." She looked down. She says, "Wenn ich kann a see gehen, wollt ihr doch nicht gedacht, Johnson's baby powder."